Hello, blessings of the full moon in Aquarius. I'm Tami here to share with you my monthly Celtic Cross Ancient Egyptian Tarot reading. I do these readings each and every full moon. I have been unsuccessful in sharing them the last couple of months, and I apologize for that because they really are quite profound, and it is my intention to share them each and every month. And I thank you so much for being here and for watching. Gosh, this month does not disappoint. It is truly, truly amazing, the energies that we have. So we'll just jump right in. The card in the first position is the Five of Wands. We have two fives in this reading, and fives really are the number of change from a numerology standpoint, and they're an unstable element in the tarot. As it progresses, each suit, this is the fire element. 4 contains a lot of stability in the element, and 5 is a time where change is necessary. And I would say that we could all agree that we are going through a profound time of personal and planetary transformation. So the way I do this, I like to take notes. I spend a lot of time in meditating. I drew these cards this afternoon when the full moon was exact at 2:31 p.m. Eastern time. And then I meditate and take notes, and then I come back and share this. So the Five of Wands is a purely active force. This card is ruled by Saturn and Leo. Now, of course, we have the sun in Leo right now, and Leo is generally one of the happiest signs. It's a very energetic time of year, but Saturn tends to weigh down that energy, and it attempts to restrict the creative, fiery energy of Leo, which makes that energy quite volcanic. There's really no limit to the volcanic energy. When the fire energy goes stagnant, it seeks and strives for a way to express itself, for an outlet. So in the image here, the central wand is heavy like lead, and it's dominating the wands in the background, which leaves this energy striving for an outlet. And so this is a message that we've got to find an outlet for our own fiery creative energy. We cannot let it go stagnant. There is so much creative potential, and just wait until you see how this reading unfolds. So that is the takeaway here. And an affirmation that I have for you, if you choose, you can write down these affirmations and then recite them each and every morning, in addition to writing your own that you may be stimulated by this reading or by your other meditations. But the practice of intentions, affirmations, and visualizations is so very powerful. I am a sacred guide, intentional healing system, sacred geometry guide, and we practice sacred every morning in our daily Kundalini sadhana. You're invited. It is still free. 7 days a week, we have a Kundalini practice with an incredible, vibrant community, a sisterhood. I will post a link for this in the description box below. The affirmation: I am capable now of expressing my feelings and creativity in my work. I am capable now of expressing my feelings and creativity in my work. Okay, so this is the basic situation, the first card. The second card is the energy that is crossing or supporting the basic energy. And this is a collective reading, so it's really a collective energy. So the Three of Discs works, and this is represented by Mars and Capricorn. Now, you may or may not be aware, right now the moon, we are told, is in Aquarius, but the Gregorian calendar does not fit with nature. It's one of the many ways, the powers that never should have been. I like to say the powers that have been, but I recently heard someone say the powers that never should have been. They have corrupted so much, not the least of which our time. This is why I practice the new moon global goddess gathering. I honor the full moon and the equinoxes, so that we can get back in tune with the cycles of nature. The Gregorian calendar is so off that the stars are no longer in the sign that they're supposed to be. If you look in the sky right now, the moon is actually in the stars of Capricorn. So that's really important, you know, and these cards pick up the actual energy. Mars is really prominent right now, and we have also Pluto in the final degrees of Capricorn, and that is huge. Pluto is going to be revisiting through this retrograde the exact degree of our United States Pluto return. This is a once in 250-year occurrence. Pluto will soon be moving into the sign of Aquarius, back into the sign of Aquarius, and it will remain there for 20 years. But its current retrograde has brought it back into Capricorn. So this energy of Mars and Capricorn, I find to be, oh great, we've got a weed whacker going out there. I'm going to shut my doors and windows. So Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn, and his energy is very constructive, like that of the builder or the engineer. So our first card was telling us that it is crucial right now to utilize your creative energy. And now this is telling us that the time is ripe to build your dreams. Now there's a whole process that we all need to undertake right now. And I'm so excited about the progression of this reading. So if your energy is left stagnant, it can become volatile. And the image here shows 3 wheels around a pyramid. A pyramid is one of the most profound structures, and these wheels represent everything we need to build. They represent mercury, sulfur, and salt, the alchemical components. They represent, in the Hindu, sattvas, rajas, and tamas, and they represent air, fire, and water. And the pentacles themselves are the earth element. So this card represents gradual progress, duty to oneself, and self-confidence to undertake your endeavors at this time. And self-confidence to employ the fullness of your energy in any situation that you choose to deal with right now. The 3 wheels also represent body, mind, and spirit. None of these can be left behind. We must be in harmony as we move forward towards our goals. Internal harmony as well as external harmony. So the affirmation for this card: I am now ready to give everything and receive everything. And I would say be very open to receive. Adopt the feminine qualities of receptivity, openness. Okay, the card in the 3rd position represents our conscious thoughts. And we have a very powerful, the first major arcana, lust, number 11. In traditional tarot, this is the strength card, and it is represented again by Leo. And it just never ceases to amaze me. If you look back at the other readings, we are always getting the cards where the sun is and where the moon are, and the cards that represent the planets that are extremely active in the current astrology. So this card is fascinating in so many ways. It is powerful. It is beautiful. Its meaning includes so much more than mere strength. And that's why Crowley opted and chose to rename this card. Look at the imagery. What does this imagery invoke for you? We have a woman enraptured in lust, holding up the Holy Grail. We have serpents bringing light, pouring their light into this Holy Grail to birth what is new. She's riding a seven-headed beast, lost in lust. Lust means more than vital strength. It means joy and enjoyment of that strength. And it also means passion. You must put your energy into what you are most passionate about. If we put our energy into a 9-to-5 daily grind that robs us of our joy, and we'd rather, it's like a death sentence almost to go there every day, it may well be time to leave that behind, right? It really may. Now is the time when we all ought to be contributing our best to the world and then open to receive. We all have unique talents and abilities. We each came here with a unique purpose that no one else can fill. The system of debt, the slave system of debt that we're in, has us sacrificing and giving 80% of our waking time to, in many cases, something that doesn't fulfill us in any way and keeps us from our soul's purpose for being quite deliberately. But no one else can fulfill your soul's unique purpose for being, right? So this card also represents divine intoxication and divine ecstasy, bringing all the aspects of you into harmony and creative order. The animal within is not tamed through struggle and repression, but through affirmation, surrender. The time has come, if you haven't already been working on it, to reparent yourself in the most loving ways. If you were deprived of anything as a child, and we all have childhood wounds, even if we have done a tremendous amount of transformational healing work, we still have wounds that we want to address and heal. So affirm your power and the freedom to be uniquely you, free from all moral constraints. This, when you affirm your power and the freedom to be uniquely you, be unapologetic. And again, looking at these serpents at the top, bringing in new light, just like the increased solar flares that we are experiencing on the earth at this time, unparalleled at any time in human history. This light and these solar flares bring the power to destroy the world and create it anew, all at the same time. Many are clinging to these old paradigms, but their day is done. None of it serves us. The old economies are a slave system set up deceitfully to keep us all in lack. The disparity between the haves and the have-nots is growing at a rate that is unacceptable. And I'm only talking about America. Look at the third world people who don't even have water. Their children are being sold as sex slaves and no one is doing anything about it. The time has come. Every human deserves fresh, clean water and the right to raise their children with love and abundance. There is enough abundance on the earth. The time has come to stop the unfairness in the ways that the powers that never should have been are distributing our resources, the ways that they are harmfully extracting from our earth instead of regeneratively harnessing. So when we destroy the world or destroy ourselves willingly for the sole purpose of creating the new, and the new already exists in another dimension, what will you birth? What will you bring in now? Lust reveals its creative potential only when fully tasted and drunk in. The way to the light involves fully embracing the darkness, your own shadows, reparenting yourself and loving those lost and abandoned parts of yourself unconditionally, lustfully. The affirmation that I have for you for this one: I enjoy living to the utmost. The card in the fourth position, our unconscious thoughts, is our second five, the Five of Swords, defeat. This is Venus in Aquarius. It's all about fear, fear of loss, fear of defeat. Well, guess what? Fear exists only in your mind. There is no thing truly to fear, because when you are robbed of this body, or when you leave this body, you are a powerful eternal spirit that will live on, right? If we cannot fear that, we no longer fear the sting of death. All of these fears are cast upon us by our ancestors, the news. Please, please, please stop listening to the narratives that are being directed to you. Free yourself. Everything that we fear, it turns into this giant cloak, and you fear this giant cloaked being. It's towering. What can it possibly be? If you just take a little wand and remove that cloak, it falls to the ground, and there is no thing to fear, literally, but fear itself. This card represents nothing more than the strongest encouragement to overcome your fear so that you achieve true liberation, true freedom. If you aren't afraid of how your needs will be met and you unleash your own creativity, you are going to reap tremendous rewards for yourself and for humankind, because we need your unique gifts and talents. So what do I have here? Equilibrium here is lost. Old wounds are touched and bleed anew. And each of these swords has a different grip, and the grips all represent a different aspect. If you can see, the fish represents the past. The sleeping snake means no renewal is happening. The downward facing crown means there's no awareness. The ram's horn means new impulses are lacking. And the seashell means protection is needed. Perhaps you're fearing relationships, or perhaps you're fearing that thing that you long to begin. The time is now. Begin anew. Recognizing fear robs it of its destructive power. Go hunting and eradicate your fears. The affirmation: I am at peace within myself, and you deserve to be at peace within yourself. The card in the fifth position, which is our past, the past influences. We have here the Chariot. So this Chariot, the card itself represents the sign of Cancer, the water element. Cancer is the moon. Cancer rules the moon. We're celebrating the full moon. This card represents the new beginning we were talking about here, overcoming and eradicating your fears so that you are ready for this new beginning. This Chariot driver is wearing gold armor. He's sitting meditating, and the chariot has not begun to move. This chariot has actually been in your past influence, sitting and waiting for you to take the helm. The time is now. He's meditating on this Holy Grail. The Holy Grail symbolizes the wheel of fortune. When you choose to put this chariot in motion, there is no turning back. Imminent new beginnings are at hand. I would like for you to visualize, just take yourself up above the earth. Maybe you're on a satellite. Look down. What would the earth look like? It's gray and polluted. Fear is the overwhelming energy of most of the people. Fear clouds our creative vision, our creative force. See this world smoky and gray, disharmonious. People are angry and fearful. They've lost hope. They have no respect for themselves or others. And then visualize the new earth, pure waters, clean air. We have the technology and the ability to harness our energy regeneratively. We have the technology and the ability to transform and transition to regenerative agriculture, no longer using industrial drain cleaner and Agent Orange, which is the origin of glyphosate. And if you don't know what glyphosate is, it is the primary chemical used in conventional farming. It causes cancer. They had to sell it to another company and change the name because there are millions and millions of dollars of awards for people who have gotten cancer from glyphosate. We cannot use it any longer. Visualize this new earth, and it's a rainbow shield around it. The rainbow is all the reflective qualities and the aspects of the water that surrounds our earth and our atmosphere. Visualize yourself stepping from this gray old earth over to the new vital earth. This is where we are in our human trajectory at this moment. We just need enough of us to awaken to the possibility, to claim it as ours, and to step forth to bring us into this dimension. Okay, so this driver, you're the driver. It's the time to examine all possible consequences before you set your chariot in motion. And we are headed to this new world. We are moving collectively to the new earth, which already exists in another dimension. Clean up your affairs. This is the message. Clean up your affairs. Do your groundwork. You are more ready than you know. Your soul's purpose is fully supported by your ancestors, your guardian angels, your archangels, your ascended master, the universe itself. A positive outcome is at hand. Your life is unfolding. Are you ready to release the old and worn out? The affirmation that I have, if you would like to adopt it: I am putting my life in order to prepare for the new beginning that is at hand. The card in the 6th position, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and she has shown up every month in a different position. I don't have a favorite queen. They're all amazing, but this queen, she just represents abundance, fertility, the complete, having all of the resources completely available. And she is an amazing manager of wealth and resources. She represents the watery aspect of earth, fruitfulness, physical nourishment. It is extremely important at this time to take care of your body. We're in summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Please, if you don't have your own garden, Find your local organic growers. Eat local foods, organic foods ripened on the vine. Do not deceive yourself into believing that you have to buy the fruits and vegetables from Walmart or Aldi because they're cheaper. They're coated in the latest bioweapon, appeal, APEEL. Avoid appeal at all costs. I won't go into more detail. You can Google it if you choose, but you do not have to shop at these places. If you buy only what you need and support your local farmers, our world will be a better place. Your cells come alive when you nourish them with living food grown in living soil. Trust me, it's a very good time. It's being indicated in the entirety of this reading to do a cleanse. Summer is actually a brilliant time because of all the fresh local vegetables and fruits that are abundant and easy to get. Almost every single community has a farmer's market now. Now, not all of these farmers are organic, and it is important to avoid the chemicals at all costs. If you unfortunately buy non-organic produce, soak it in apple cider vinegar and water. It'll last longer and you'll get some of that toxicity out of your food. So this queen is sitting. She's got ram's horns for her crown. Her clothing is made of reptile skin, which represents, and the globe in her arm represent the renewal of earth and fruitfulness. Her crystal top staff represents clarity. The goat, the he-goat, represents once again Capricorn, and this is the card of Capricorn, and the procreative capacity necessary to birth the new. She knows how to care for her body, to reflect accurately the temple of her soul. We've got to care for our body because it is the temple of our soul. Her internal beauty radiates. In what ways have you been neglecting your body? I feel like there's something else I wanted to touch on here. She's sitting, looking at her barren past. She's reflecting on her past before she takes this step. This is the perfect card to accompany the Chariot. Reflect on your past. Choose your course, plot your course, consider your options. Your Chariot awaits. An affirmation: I give my body the gift of loving attention. It gives me the gift of life energy and joy in living and health. The card in the 7th position, which represents you and I in this situation. And we've got the Tower. The Tower is honestly one of the greatest cards. Many people fear it, see it as negative, and that's because so many people fear change. Change is the only constant. Change is always occurring. The time has come to be the master of the changes. Anything you cling to is going to be ripped away. If you're clinging to the perceived security of our old economies, it's going to be ripped away. This new Fed coin announcement is the beginning of the social credit score, rationing, so many things. It's time, people, for us to create new economies, fair systems of exchange without the restrictions of the powers that have been. This card is Mars. Again, we've got Mars represented here, that powerful masculine energy. And we've also now collectively, the masculine, the divine sacred masculine is being rebirthed, just like the divine mother feminine, mother God, is being reseated in the hearts of humans. When that occurs and our feminine is in full balance and harmony, Now her energy supports the divine sacred masculine coming into his fullness and balance, rise of true gentle power and true strength is occurring right now. Rest assured. And it is a time to rest, to take stock, to plot your course, I say again. This card is one of the greatest healing cards. It heals the old, and the old is destroyed to make room for the new. The power of consuming, purifying fire destroys the old ways and sweeps it away. Anything you attempt to cling to will be destroyed by the transforming power. And all that remains in the end is trust, a deep knowing that the love of divine source and the universe is carrying you through to the other dimension that already exists. I would love to invite you on a quick little journey. We're celebrating the full moon. Imagine yourself standing in your favorite setting. Maybe it's atop a mountain. Perhaps it's on the shore of a great sea with waves crashing, or a gentle, reflective sea. Perhaps it's at a lake or a field, alight with fireflies. Notice how the moon lights everything and creates a magical hue. A doorway opens up before you, a portal, and you absolutely know that you are safe to step through this portal. A gentle light glows, and you step through, and on the other side, you find a version of your future self. Have a conversation with your future self. Your highest self knows where you are heading. Your greatest source of wisdom is your highest self. The fully integrated, spirit-filled human is where we are heading. So, all that remains is trust. The universe has your back. I vibrate the cosmos, and the cosmos clears the way. How do you vibrate the cosmos? By setting your course, by taking action, by utilizing the fiery energy that is so prevalent right now in creative ways towards your soul's purpose for being. If you do not know your soul's purpose for being, revisit this practice to go to your higher self and ask. Conscious evolution, the highest card for healing. We create these tower moments for ourselves, whether you know it consciously or unconsciously. We create the tower moments. And when you consciously embrace these laws of the universe, this is where you create the true liberation. Stop fearing change. Be the master of your change. Are you ready to view yourself and your life with new eyes? Surrender to the tower. Let it fall. Stand in trust and love, deep love for yourself and all others. The affirmation, the intention that I have for you for this card, everything that happens in life is for the best. Ooh, it just gets better and better. It's like we have a card that tells us there's a new beginning. We have a card that tells us we need to revisit the old. We have a card that tells us we need to use our energy. We have a card that tells us everything's got to break down. What's the best card we could possibly get after the Tower? The Magus, number one, the Magician, possibly one of the most creative cards in the entire deck. This card is represented by Mercury, the Greek god of communication with wings. See the wings on his feet? He is playfully juggling every tool of communication. He playfully deals with all possible forms of communication. He possesses flexibility and brilliance. The Greek god Mercury represents wings of pure spirit. Energy spreads and radiates from him. This is your fiery energy put to great creative use. This card represents will, wisdom, and the word through which worlds are created. Remember, your word creates the world. Your words are powerful. The time has come to be the master of your subconscious. Do not let these old programs run. They are not yours and they never were. Freedom is yours as soon as you let go of the fear. You courageously step forth. He balances with great skill on top of a post and juggles these tools of communication. His creative nature, he uses all the tools and methods to arrive at his goal. Again, self-examination is required to remain in service of love and light. There could be a tendency with this kind of will to lose focus of that and be striving so much toward the goal. We must utilize self-examination to remain in service of love and light. You have at your disposal, brilliant capabilities that you should share with others. And I will should on you here. You have at your disposal brilliant capabilities that you should share with others towards your soul's purpose. In what areas lie the talents that you are most passionate about? Remember, it's time to pursue your passions, to earn your money by doing what you are most passionate about. And in what surroundings can you best share these talents? I have another affirmation. The full expression of my creative potential fulfills me and makes me happy and satisfied. I'm going to repeat that one. The full expression of my creative potential fulfills me and makes me happy and satisfied. The card in the 9th position that represents our hopes and fears. Again, I don't think there is any greater progression. You have the Magician, you have all these tools. This is the 4 of Pentacles, power. This card represents the sun in Capricorn, manifestation, integrity, and character. 4 corners, you see these 4 corners represent the towers of a fort. Each bears a sign of an alchemical element, again stating that we have every single thing that we need to build the future. This formation symbolizes strength on all levels of our being. Remember, we had the strength card, lust in our conscious thoughts. Everything is in its place. This card represents the rare person who lives out her ideals. Exactly what we've been talking about. Having the courage to live out your ideals. There is a risk of too much rigidity. Be flexible, open, receptive. Remember those feminine qualities of the Queen of Pentacles. Study the different aspects of power. What does power mean to you? And how can we move from the oppressive power of the distorted patriarchal masculine to empowerment of self and others? So I invite you to spend some time really meditating on what does power mean? In what ways has power been misused? Or maybe even you have misused power. And how can you embrace and trust your power? It is safe to be powerful. My affirmation, I offer my power in service of love. I offer my power in service of love. and wrapping up this beautiful reading for the full moon in Aquarius. This card perplexes me the tiniest bit, but I wish it was a more brighter outcome, but it is just a minor arcana. The major arcana that we have are lust, the chariot, the tower, the magician. This is a minor arcana, the Three of Pentacles. We have 2 5s and 2 3s. We had the 5 of Wands, fire, the 5 of Swords, air. We had the 3 of Discs, Pentacles, and now the 3 of Swords, air, again. And this card represents Saturn and Libra. Now remember, we have just changed with the last new moon in Cancer 2 weeks ago. We had the nodes of the moon shift into Aries and Libra. And the south node, Libra's in the south node, which vaguely represents things that we're collectively turning away from, but that would mean the shadow side of Libra. And Saturn does tend to weigh things down. Remember, Saturnian influence is lead, it's heavy. This can bring worries, doubts, lack of clarity, heaviness. But again, this would be a choice. What this represents to me is the risk of you remaining stagnant, not making a change, not surrendering to the tower, claiming your power, rising up in authenticity, being your unapologetic self, meeting yourself maybe for the first time, letting the masks fall away all at once in the tower and standing naked in the light of the moon, fully trusting the universe, trusting that the next step you take is going to bring in massive abundance, love, your hopes, your wishes, your desires. So do not stand in your own way. Surrender. Let go of all the fears. They are only in your own mind. Avoid a broody, mistrustful outlook. Carefully examine your past and step forward to the new earth. It is that easy. And if it isn't that easy for you, I offer coaching services, daily Kundalini Yoga sadhana practice, daily affirmations, intentions, and visualizations that will help you to master your subconscious. Each day, I task my subconscious to rerun my intentions and affirmations every hour and to amplify the energy tenfold every hour. Mindset is key. Practice mastery of your subconscious. And again, there is ample help available to you. I am more than happy and willing. The Kundalini Sadhana is free for a little while longer. I'm going to share the page that is almost ready. We just have to tie it to the payment links. It's still free. You just have to email me and we will send you the link. Everyday yoga for free. Powerful yoga that reboots your energy system. This morning we did Kriya for self-reliance. And self-reliance is the opposite of fear. Self-reliance is what comes when you let go of the fear. Make clear decisions and stick to them. Commit to unwavering trust, connection to your higher self, intuition. My affirmations, I have 3 with this card for you. And we're going to wrap it up and close. Every problem contains its own solution. Do not be bogged down by a little problem. Just take a clear look at it. Step back, ask for another perspective if your judgment is clouded. I am the master of my life, and I am a generator of love. Love is the most powerful emotion. It conquers fear. It conquers doubt. Learn to love yourself. Again, if it's too overwhelming for you, I have been learning to love myself unconditionally for many years, and I have many tools that I would absolutely love to share with you. Thank you for being here. I'm Tami Gingrove, Body and Balance, wishing you every blessing of this full moon, every blessing of the Leo season and the harvest. reminding you to take the best care you can of this physical body. It is the temple for your brilliant, bright, beautiful soul. Blessings and love, beautiful beings. One more little thing I want to invite you. It's right around the corner. It's only about 6 weeks away, but I'm hosting an incredible backpacking and camping retreat on the island of Flores in the Azores. The Azores are the archipelago in the middle of the Atlantic, thought to be the site of Atlantis. It's called the Hawaii of at the Atlantic, and this will be an incredible immersion in nature where you can take a deep dive into all of these practices that I've been talking about. You will not come back the same person. If you feel a call, register now. The link will be in the description. And, if the resources aren't there, open to receive them. Call them in. It will benefit you on all levels. That's it. Bye for now. Please like, share, and subscribe. Our channel is growing slowly, slowly, slowly. But if each of you would share this with someone and please subscribe to our channel, I greatly appreciate it so much. Again, love and light. Bye for now.